As we are on day 60 of the manhunt for Joshua Zimmerman. Escaped from the DeSoto County Courthouse on June 14th. He was last seen in Memphis, Tennessee on June 15th, and he's been a ghost in the machine ever since. There haven't been many developments, except the feds are working around the clock, obviously, to bring Zimmerman to justice and anybody else that's assisting and harboring the fugitive. So what we know is, I guess a recap, Zimmerman is wanted for rape of a man in Connecticut, rape of a woman in Connecticut, attempted murder in Connecticut, kidnapping in Connecticut, murder in the first degree in Texas. There's a charge for fleeing. I don't know exactly what that is in Texas. Mississippi, he has attempted murder, armed robbery, carjacking, and another charge. So that's his current criminal history. We don't know what he's done since he went on the run. I noticed that there is a girl in the trans community that is missing in Memphis, and she left the Westin Hotel in Memphis a couple days ago, I believe, early August, and her family's looking for her, and they're obviously worried. Memphis, you guys have to remember, there is a cross-dressing spree killer out there. I'm not saying it as a joke. We're being dead serious. So when a member of the trans community goes missing, I'm hoping that they are listening to the advice and, paying attention to the lazy eye and stuff like that. There are some things that Zimmerman cannot change, like the tattoo on his neck is going to be there. The beard might cover it. He has a long beard, so that could cover it. But the lazy eye with the eyebrow, a unibrow, Philly is coming at him hard for the unibrow. Philly's cool. But that's what you have to look for. There is a very good chance that if he hasn't made a move yet out of Memphis, again, he's going to be making that move soon. Philadelphia has now been added as number 3 on the list. It goes Tennessee, Mississippi, Philadelphia. So obviously Philadelphia, keep your eyes peeled. We've got it covered in Philly, I would assume. We shot over. Philly is a very tight-knit city. Take it for what you want it. If you don't live in the city and you guys are looking in, and obviously it's full of crime and stuff, but when somebody like Zimmerman comes to town, Philly unites, and they'll help cops find him because there's a reward on its head. And also, it rapes men, it rapes women, it kills women. I don't know of any men that it killed yet, but multiple women have been killed. Not 1, not 2, maybe 3, at least 3. I don't know if there is a 4th, but there are 3 girls that were killed by Zimmerman. And he managed to cheat justice on the other until now. Obviously, everything's back on the table, Zimmerman. He was a confidential informant. He was snitching on everybody in Waterbury, Connecticut. He snitched on the Latin Kings. He was a government informant. He was giving up the Latin Kings. In exchange, he would get a lesser sentence, and he would fake charges on the Latin Kings. And this is Zimmerman. What he would do is he would beef up charges and try to make it look like they're doing something that they weren't doing, just so he can get out of something. And I guess, that's a grimy move to begin with, but he does have balls to do it to the Latin Kings. Like, who does that, right? The Latin Kings they're called the Latin Kings. You don't beef with them. You don't turn them in, and you definitely don't lie about them. That's a big deal, you know what I mean? So he does that. So what's he going to do to you in Memphis, gangsters? He's going to come in, act all cool. You guys are going to be the fool because he's going to rob you for your drugs, sell them to your competitor for a fraction of the cost. Because he gets offended if you say that his tattoos are worth $20. So obviously he has a lot of pride for an escapee. A lot of pride. I don't know many escapees that would get offended about a $20 tattoo. I think $1 is enough. You need as much money as you can get. So $1 is great. If I say you charge $20 for your tattoos because they're not that great, you shouldn't get offended. But it is what it is. Zimmerman uses social media, guys, and that's another interesting aspect of the manhunt, which is why I direct a lot of information, almost like a first-person conversation toward him, hoping that he reaches out. The guy watches, and what is the game plan, Zimmerman? That's what it comes down to. No matter what, he's going to die or go to prison. There is no other in between. He has murdered. 1 murder is enough. He's done more than 1. He's done rape of women and men. Kidnapping. This guy hits everything. And then on top of that, he's a snitch. Like, dude, if you're going to have a life of crime, at least pick a side. Right now, you're kind of like the 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 of how he got thrown out of the Republican side because he said something about Trump and he's hated by Democrats and Republicans. That's kind of like you, Zimmerman, because the streets don't like you and the cops don't like you. So if you're going to make enemies with the cops and hang out with cop killers, okay, and your cop killer friend got killed, well, he killed himself, coming to pick you up, don't be a snitch on the side, because that, you ruin every bridge you have, dude. The hood, if you're protecting him, he's a government informant. You can check it out. Call Waterbury. And if you are who you say you are, gangsters, you should be able to verify very quick how much this guy sings, okay? He makes R. Kelly look like a joke. This guy can sing. He sings. When I say he sings, he tells on everything, everyone. He makes up charges. He gets gangs arrested so he can get out of rapes. He can get out of murders. And now look, where is he? God knows, because DeSoto County Sheriff said he's a carjacker. No, he's a gang-banging, cross-dressing, cross-country spree killer who will become a serial killer when they profile him. They just haven't had the time because they're trying to find the whack job. But he is as close to a serial killer as you can get. There's a technicality that's holding him up, and that is there's not a profiler available right now, which is why he's a spree killer. Means he's on the run. He will kill just to keep going. He has nothing to lose. If you see him, do not approach, do not engage, do not apprehend. Again, none. Do not do any of that. Pick up your phone, call the police, especially if you're in that Memphis area. Make sure when you call, don't say you just see a suspicious person if you're in Memphis. Say you see somebody that matches the description of the escaped prisoner. That is, if it does match. Don't make stuff up, right? So, like, if you see somebody that looks like him and your gut tells you it could be him, you call and you say there's an individual that matches the description of the escaped prisoner at this location. I saw him at this intersection at this time. If you see a car, try to get as much of the license plate as possible. Get the state as much as you can without obviously crashing or something stupid. Don't make it obvious. Don't do anything like that. Don't go out of your way to try to see him unless you are a professional. And there are a lot of private contractors that are involved that are professionals, okay? So don't try to engage with this guy unless you have a history in military, law enforcement, or something in that area. Gangs, you guys would be stupid to try to hurt him, because you're going to end up in prison and he's going to end up killing people in your, like, the trap house, right? And that trap house, wherever it is, the hood better find it quick in Memphis, because let me tell you, you can start spreading the word. The DEA is going to they're storming your streets and they're going to close down every trap house in that. Memphis might become the new Nashville because of Zimmerman. They're going to go door to door and they're going to rob all of you guys for your drugs. Every drug dealer in Memphis, Zimmerman effed you, because the feds are coming for him. If they can't find him, they're going to go in every single house until they do. Not normal civilians, of course. Trap houses are fair game. So if you have a trap house and you have drugs and stuff like that and you want to keep your business going in Memphis without interruptions, I suggest you put the word out and get the other gangs to find Zimmerman and maybe turn him into the U.S. Marshals. That's the goal here, guys. Not dead. The goal is to catch him alive. Obviously, they would like to know how he escaped. So if you see Zimmerman, call it in. It's not that hard. There will be a sighting. He's got to go to a store if he's in an apartment. He's got to make a move if you own a business. Again, you should by now notice a pattern, okay? It's been 60 days. In the past 60 days, has somebody come in on a routine to buy enough for 2 or 3, whereas before they wouldn't even come in? It's stuff like that leads to the arrest of these people. If you live in the city of Philadelphia, remain very vigilant, very, very vigilant. If he left Memphis, he's in Philadelphia, very likely. That is number 3 on the list, number 3. So if he left Memphis, he's either in Mississippi or he journeyed to Philadelphia. And it's a big gap because he uses Greyhound, okay? So it's not like Danilo walking. 1 bus ticket, 1 way, 1 ride, and he's halfway across the country. And there's no IDing on a Greyhound, guys. So again, very possible that he's here, and Philly did not hit. I mean, on July 8th, we put Philly on the radar for Reading, Pennsylvania. On July 8th, we let everybody know in Reading that he has familial ties there, heavy family ties there. And now they have been confirmed in Philadelphia. So not too far from Reading, 40-minute drive. on point. That means if you live anywhere in that region from Philly to Reading, that includes the counties in between, Delaware County, Chester County, Montgomery County, Bucks County, you guys have to be vigilant at rest stops. The Poconos, be vigilant at rest stops. Anywhere where people go on vacation, tourism, be vigilant at those rest stops. Keep in mind, we're dealing with somebody who wants to host an active shooting. Joshua Zimmerman is wanted for murder. He's wanted for rape. He's wanted for kidnapping in 3 states. He's currently facing death, and he has made the threat to host an active shooting where he wants to take 5 people with him at least. Very odd number, crazy mentality, because he says stuff like that, but that's what we're dealing with, guys. So if you see him again, do not approach, do not apprehend, dial 911 and say you see somebody that matches the description of the escaped prisoner. That's the best advice there is. As far as ring cameras, keep on him, but I don't think he's walking around during the day. If he is, definitely dress as a woman, because somebody should see something. So keep your eyes out for women, men, anybody with the lazy eye thing, neck tattoos, arm tattoos on both arms. He is talkative, he is charming, he is Ted Bundy meets Andrew Cunanan. Big problem. Again, guys, stay safe, stay vigilant, and if I hear anything, I'll let you know. All of my updates start on X first, and I'm saying this because I'm going to put this up on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're not on X, everything that, like right now, I'm live on X, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube and Facebook in a couple of hours, because it takes some time, so I don't rush to do that. Again, if you want to have like real-time updates, it's only on X. It's the fastest way for me to get them out to the people, and it's where everybody kind of, well, a lot of people that I work with meet, and we share a lot of info. So I'm always on X. Again, guys, stay safe, stay vigilant. Mississippi, be on the lookout. Tennessee, be on the lookout. Florida, be on the lookout. Connecticut, be on the lookout. Arkansas, be on the lookout. Georgia, be on the lookout. North Carolina, be on the lookout. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Reading, Pennsylvania, be on the lookout.